Can you all see me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm here if you can hear. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's the important thing. Hi, my name's Hetty Klein.
Hi, Hattie.
I am a 3-time cancer fighter. I've been battling this since 1994. I've been terminal since 1994. So that shows very little how much they really know about you when you walk into a doctor's office. Sorry. This is a little new to me today. In 1994, I was 34 years old. I had 4 children, 2 of which were 4, a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, and a husband. And I didn't fit any single criteria to have breast cancer. And my life drastically changed. And through that process, I was a very dependent person upon God. It was the only place that I could find solace, and it was the only place I could find comfort, and it was the only true test of that I didn't have a clue as to what was going on. And in that process, I was given many miracles. I was one of the first women that was granted into the study for. Sorry, can you hear me? I was one of the first women who was granted into the stem cell transplant for breast cancer, and was successful. But I guess they determined that it wasn't that successful because they stopped doing it. But I'm still here, and that from 1994. So I don't know. What's the success of 1? How do we put a number on that? Since 1994, I was gifted with seeing 2 of my children get married, 4 grandchildren born, and another grandchild on the way, and 3 gifts of other 3 step-grandchildren. So if we can conclude that into whether that is successful or not in a study, I think it's pretty successful, because my children didn't think they'd see me beyond a year. I had reconstruction surgery much later, and then many years later, in 2003, I was re-diagnosed with cancer, and it was in my lungs. And we fought it, and it went away. And then last year, I was granted, very gracefully, with the gift of helping my mother die, and gone to accomplish and walk through one of my biggest fears in life, which is losing a parent. I think that's all the very hard reality that we grasp with. But I was given that gift, and I got to do that, and I got to see that I didn't have to be afraid anymore, and all the beauty that comes with the dying process. Shortly after my mama died, and we got through that mourning process, in February I was re-diagnosed with cancer again, and we thought I'd had a major stroke. And this time, it had come back in my lungs and in my brain. And that's why we thought I had a stroke, because I was paralyzed on my left side. And I had to learn how to walk again and use my left side again and do all those things that you really didn't think you'd have to be doing at 52 years old. But I did them. And then, now every time I have a big test and something's successful a little while, then I have a big test, it becomes unsuccessful. So now it's spread into my abdomen and kidneys. And then I just had another test, and I just found out yesterday that I have a broken hip from cancer. And so I get to go in on Monday and have hip surgery. But is breast cancer the worst thing that's ever happened to me? No way. I mean, there's so many gifts that this disease brings to our lives. It brings one of us into each other's lives at least once a year to walk steps that other people don't have the opportunity to walk anymore. I know my stepdaughter, who died at 29 years old from breast cancer, would love to come walk with us for a night. I know my friend Terry, who was our soldier in combat boots, would love to come walk with us. So I do what I can tonight, and I'll walk with them, or will for them, and you all can walk for those who want to see another birthday. But it's like, how do we do these things? How do you walk through this stuff? Because this is painful and it's not always fun, and you don't always get what you want. And I really truly know what the Stones mean by that. There are, in many ways, stop laughing at me. There are so many things that you can look at that are just like coincidences. But like right before I was getting changed into my jeans and stuff, my oncologist happened to be walking around here and popped into our tent and told me that I'd have surgery on Monday and I'd feel better and we'd make this pain go away and we'd take care of it. Now, what are the chances of seeing your oncologist at a Relay for Life? I mean, okay, it's a cancer thing and it's in his community, but really, the time that you need him most, and he's there to give you words of encouragement, that's amazing gifts. And just looking at all the little gifts of God that they put in front of you and realizing that those are what they are. And that I know very little about what's out there. It's kind of like that thing in Now. I know little things. And there's people out there that know big things. And I just know little things. I just know how to love my family. I know to love my God. And I know how to take care of what's put in front of me. There's people there out there that know how to do big things, that research cures for people like us, that want to see little things turn into big things, like a birthday. That would like to have their father hold their firstborn child. There's many things that we would all like to see. And because of ACS and places like ACS that create studies and create situations that people like me can see another birthday, is amazing. And I'm so grateful. I've been doing this since 1994 as well, and doing this with ACS and being involved in many different ones, and every time it is just so special. And you run into so many people you didn't know that you knew that you didn't know that you knew, because they are over there and here you're over there. And I wouldn't have known you because you were over there the other day. And that, and that's kind of like how we live our life through things. We get the gift of looking at all the beauty that's in front of us and saying, well, I call it watching God's TV. And I've learned that a lot because, when you go into medical things, you go into different things, and it means you look at things differently. And so I don't hate cable anymore. So I call it God's TV. And I go sit outside at my favorite spot, and I turn on God's TV, and I can listen to the birds sing, and I can listen to the wind blow, and I can see the sunlight going in between the tree branches, and hear the kids down at the playground playing and laughing. Those are gifts I never used to see before. And those are TV programs I never knew were aired before. And they're beautiful. And I can sit out there for hours at end. I know my neighbors must think I'm insane, because there's this bald lady sitting out in the front yard going, no, really, I'm okay. It's the brain tumors. And that's a great excuse, you guys. It's the best one. No, really, man, I have brain tumors.